Red Bull have teased they have more upgrades in the pipeline to aid Max Verstappen's unlikely F1 Drivers' Championship bid. With development largely focused on 2026, most teams have stopped bringing updates to their cars. However, Red Bull have continued to bring new parts and successively improved their RB21 Challenger in recent months. Red Bull's impressive turnaround has enabled Verstappen to notch 3 victories in the last 4 races, including a dominant win at the United States Grand Prix. Verstappen's resurgence has seen the Dutchman cut Oscar Piastri's championship lead down to 40 points with 5 weekends still remaining. Red Bull now appear to boast F1's quickest car, but that seemingly won't stop them from bringing new upgrades, with advisor Helmut Marko suggesting the team still have something up our sleeve. "We still have something up our sleeve. I don't know exactly when it will come," Marko told Austrian publication OE.24 after Sunday's race in Austin. "There's a great atmosphere in the team right now," Marko added. "You can see that McLaren no longer has that ease. Piastri also struggled a bit more today. I hope it stays that way. There is no longer a track where we are not competitive, and if there is, it's Max who makes the difference." In contrast, McLaren's drivers will fight for the title with the tools they already have. Piastri is 14 points clear of teammate and closest rival Lando Norris. Despite Verstappen catching the McLaren pair, the team remain confident they have sufficient performance in the MCL 39 to hold him off. When it comes to new upgrades, new parts, then this will not happen for the rest of the season, McLaren team principal Andrea Stella confirmed. In terms of the trend, today is a relatively reassuring race, because I think, without having to fight with Charles, which was certainly an entertaining fight itself, I think Lando had the pace to win the race today. Obviously, he needed to gain the position on track, which is never easy with Max, and with a one-stop strategy, not necessarily we would have had many opportunities from a strategic point of view. But performance-wise, I think we are reassured that the pace was sufficient to fight for the victory, On the other side, McLaren have confirmed they will only prioritise one of their drivers in the F1 title race once it is no longer mathematically possible for the other to compete for the championship. The 2025 F1 title race is hotting up following Max Verstappen's latest victory at the United States Grand Prix. With 5 races and 2 sprints to go, Verstappen is just 40 points behind Oscar Piastri in the Drivers' Championship. The destiny of the title is still in Piastri's hands, as he can afford to finish second behind Verstappen at the remaining 5 rounds and still finish ahead. However, the momentum is with Verstappen. Piastri's form has taken a hit recently, losing out to Lando Norris in recent races. Norris sits 14 points behind his teammate ahead of this weekend's Mexico City Grand Prix. Stella has confirmed that McLaren will continue to let their drivers duke it out for the title, even with Verstappen in contention. The fact that there are 5 races and 2 sprints means that we can also increase the gap to Max. That's how I see things, Stella told reporters in Austin. "We have good tracks coming for our car, and I think we have more that we could have exploited out of our car. And, to some extent, the drivers, I think, they recognise themselves that they could have done a better job in some of the previous races. So I think we look at the next 5 races as opportunities to increase the gap on Max, and, when it comes to having to make a call as to a driver, this will only be led by mathematics." We talked before about the experience and leaning on the experience. I can recall at least 2007-2010, in which you go to the last race, and it's actually the 3rd that wins the championship. So we are not going to close the door unless this is closed by mathematics. McLaren have endured a dip in form since the Italian Grand Prix. At first, it was thought that Monza and Baku simply didn't suit the McLaren package, given both circuits require low downforce and top speed. George Russell then dominated the Singapore Grand Prix, winning ahead of Verstappen. At COTA, a circuit which was expected to suit McLaren, Verstappen was more than a match for Norris. Norris's race was compromised by being stuck behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. Without that, Stella felt Norris had the pace to challenge Verstappen, When I say something, I mean it. It's not like, if I say it, I think it's because of the experience. It's because of understanding the trend, understanding the circuits that we were going to face from Baku onwards, Stella added. For me, there's no mystery. We know that when Max has the material to win, he becomes a very serious candidate to win. So it doesn't change what our understanding of the situation is. It doesn't change what we do. We just have to keep maximising the performance and keep executing good weekends. What do you think? Write your opinion in the comments below.